In this video, I bring to you the top 10 scientists of all time. The greatest individuals whose monumental discoveries have fundamentally reshaped our world. Their ideas didn't just advance science, they built the very foundations of modern technology, medicine, and our understanding of the universe. This list highlights their breakthroughs, explains why they mattered, and shows the lasting ripples of their work that still impact our lives today. Let's get started. Can you guess who is at number 10 in this list? At number 10, we have Alan Turing, who imagined the blueprint for a digital world. Breakthrough. In the 1930s, Alan Turing created the theoretical blueprint for the modern computer with his idea of a Turing machine. He later used his logic to crack the German Enigma code during World War II, a pivotal moment in history. Why it mattered. He proved that a simple machine could solve any logical problem, turning the abstract idea of thinking into a concrete engineering problem. Impact on today's world. Every computer, smartphone, and piece of software is built on his foundational work. His ideas power the algorithms that run our lives and are the starting point for the entire field of artificial intelligence. Next, at number 9, we have Alexander Fleming, an example of serendipity and the accidental cure. His breakthrough. In 1928, Alexander Fleming discovered penicillin, the world's first true antibiotic, after a mold contaminated a petri dish and killed the surrounding bacteria. Why it mattered. Before penicillin, a simple cut could be a death sentence. His discovery turned deadly infections into treatable illnesses, making modern surgery and medicine possible. Impact on today's world. Antibiotics are so common, they're almost visible in every clinic and pharmacy. They cure pneumonia, prevent postoperative infections, and have fundamentally changed human life expectancy. We have one of the most intelligent women scientists ever lived on Earth. At number 8 is Marie Curie, the pioneer who made possible to see the invisible. Breakthrough. Marie Curie coined the term radioactivity and, with her husband Pierre, discovered two new elements, polonium and radium. Her research was so groundbreaking, she became the first woman to win a Nobel Prize in physics, and the only person to ever win a Nobel in two different scientific fields. Why it mattered. She revealed the hidden, powerful forces inside atoms, paving the way for nuclear physics, and giving us powerful new tools for medicine. Impact on today's world. Her legacy is in every hospital's oncology department. The cancer treatments we use, like radiotherapy, are a direct result of her work. She also established the principles of radiation safety and inspired generations of women to pursue science. Next is Louis Pasteur, who exposed the enemy within ourselves. Breakthrough. In the 1860s, Louis Pasteur conducted experiments that proved that diseases were caused by microscopic organisms, or germs. He also developed the process of pasteurization to kill bacteria in food and created the first rabies vaccine. Why it mattered. By connecting microbes to disease, he launched the fields of microbiology and public health. His work on vaccines and sterilization saved countless lives and made medicine a science. Impact on today's world. Every time you see a surgeon scrub their hands or drink a carton of milk, you're using a principle that Pasteur pioneered. His work underpins our modern understanding of infectious disease and food safety. At number 6 is the man who bottled lightning, Michael Faraday. Breakthrough. Michael Faraday discovered the principle of electromagnetic induction, proving that a changing magnetic field could produce an electric current. This breakthrough led directly to the invention of the electric motor and the electric generator. Why it mattered. Before him, electricity was a curiosity. After him, it became a tool. His work made it possible to convert the spin of a turbine into usable power and electric current into mechanical motion. Impact on today's world. His discoveries are the foundation of our entire electrified world. Power grids, electric vehicles, and factory machinery, everything that plugs in or whirs, is a direct descendant of Faraday's simple experiments. Next is the James Clerk Maxwell, who's imagined the equations of everything wireless. Breakthrough. In the 1860s, James Clerk Maxwell published 4 elegant equations that unified electricity, magnetism, and light into a single, comprehensive theory. His math also predicted the existence of invisible radio waves. Why it mattered. Maxwell turned two seemingly separate forces, sparks and magnets, into a single coherent picture. His work not only explained the nature of light, but also gave us the theoretical basis for all modern wireless technology. Impact on today's world. Every time you use Wi-Fi, listen to the radio, or get a signal on your phone, you are proving Maxwell's equations correct. They are the universal language of telecommunications. Do you know the rebel with a telescope? At number 4 is Galileo Galilei. Breakthrough. Galileo Galilei was the first person to use a telescope for systematic astronomical observation, discovering the moons of Jupiter and the phases of Venus. He also conducted experiments on motion to understand how objects fall, why it mattered. His work challenged the old way of thinking, which relied on tradition over evidence. He showed that the best way to understand the universe was through direct observation and meticulous measurement, effectively inventing the scientific method. Impact on today's world. His legacy is the very culture of science itself. We use telescopes to explore space, rely on his principles of motion in engineering, and, most importantly, we value observation and evidence above all else. Up next is the man who gave theory of natural selection, Charles Darwin, the pattern behind all life. Breakthrough. After observing a stunning variety of species on his voyage on the HMS Beagle, Charles Darwin concluded that all life on Earth shares a common ancestor and is shaped over millions of years by a process called natural selection. Why it mattered. Darwin provided the single unifying theory for all of biology. His idea explained the incredible diversity of life on Earth and proved that all living things are connected in a grand evolving tree. Impact on today's world. Evolutionary biology is everywhere. It explains how viruses mutate, why some bacteria are antibiotic resistant, and how we can breed hardier crops. It is the fundamental framework for understanding life itself. At number 2 is Albert Einstein, who imagined time, light, and the shape of reality. Breakthrough. In 1905, Albert Einstein published his groundbreaking theory of relativity, which showed that space and time are not separate, but are woven together into a single fabric called spacetime, and that gravity is simply the curvature of this fabric. Why it mattered. Einstein rewrote the rulebook of the universe. He redefined our understanding of gravity, time, and mass, and his work on the photoelectric effect launched the field of quantum mechanics. Impact on today's world. His work is not just a theory, it is a practical part of daily life. The GPS in your phone, for example, has to account for the effects of relativity to work. Lasers, solar cells, and modern cosmology are all direct descendants of his revolutionary ideas. At number 1 is the architect of the physical world. Yes, you guessed it right, Sir Isaac Newton. Breakthrough. As a young man, Isaac Newton developed the laws of motion and the law of universal gravitation. He showed that the same force that pulls an apple to the ground is the force that keeps the moon in orbit. At the same time, he created the math to describe all of it, calculus. Why it mattered. Newton unified the heavens and the earth under a single, universal physics. His work provided a clockwork model of the universe and made prediction the core of science. Impact on today's world. Every single piece of engineering, from a bridge to a rocket, is built on Newton's laws. His work powers satellite navigation, space travel, and is the first lesson taught in every physics classroom on Earth. There are so many other great scientists whose inventive ideas change the world we live in. It does not mean their work is any less important. They all have had great impact on our lives. Here are some honorable mentions. Without their efforts, life would have been different altogether. Nicolaus Copernicus, who put the sun at the center of the cosmos. Gregor Mendel, who discovered the laws of heredity, founding the science of genetics. Rosalind Franklin, whose X-ray photos were key to unlocking the double helix of DNA. Edward Jenner, who created the first modern vaccine, ending the terror of smallpox. Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison, whose rivalry and genius gave us modern electricity and power systems. Srinivasa Ramanujan, a mathematical genius whose work powers modern cryptography and physics. From microbes and medicines to math and machines, these people didn't just publish papers, they changed the operating system of civilization. All these scientists changed everything that we see today, the way we think, the way we live and communicate. I know have missed many pioneers in modern science, engineering, and technology. Who did I miss? Comment your top 3 or maybe top 5 and explain why. Thanks for watching the video. If you find this information as incredible as I did, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the ideas and stories shaping our world. See you next time.